very good morning to all of you. Today we are going to start with our next chapter, chapter 2, Marketing 4.0 in the digital economy. We are going to start with different concepts. Which are they? Let me share my screen. So different topics we are going to start with and cover. Moving from digital to traditional to the digital era, digitally empowered entrants, combining online and offline interactions, how blending style with substance is important, and the new customer path, which is going to be there. And we are going to identify what is the new customer path. IDA, from 4As to 5As, O3, that is the O zone, brand differentiation based on human to human touch, brand positioning, what do you mean by consistency in the brand characters, and 4Ps to 4Cs, commercializing 4Cs. So as the marketing 3.0 concept stands widely endorsed, marketing 4.0 is an approach effectively taken into account the convergence of the offline and the online worlds of business and customers. Okay, so marketing 1.0 used to be product centric. How it used to be product centric. Marketing 2.0 used to be consumer centric. And marketing 3.0 used to be purpose centric. And marketing 4.0 is digital. So the concept, it focuses on how in the times of digital economy boom, offline touch serves as a major differentiation in an increasingly online world. It also encompasses how style blends with substance, and in those even big brands needs to be, very, very flexible. They need to be adaptive to different styles in view of the fast changing technology. Fast changing developments, the brand's core authentic character is even more important. So brand needs to become what it has to come across as true to their identity and authenticity. When they are very true in their messages, they can be perceived well by the customers. So the perceived substance is a valuable asset in an increasingly transparent world here. So now, digitally empowered entrants combining online and offline interaction. Digitally empowered entrants combining online and offline interaction. What do you mean by that? So here, sectors as diverse as retail, as diverse as your logistics, education, and many more are changing due to the IT technology. So now we will see these different sectors, how they are changing their shapes. Let's consider retail first. Retail, the digital technology, thereby having digital economy. The digital technology, thereby having digital economy, has enabled retailers to allow customers to place online. So often fulfilled from a local store. They have allowed customers to place online orders, and it has made the retailers to gather and analyze the data on customers to provide personalized services and advertising. So showrooms are virtual malls, showrooms are virtual, malls are virtual, and home deliveries have become very, very easy. So especially during lockdown, everyone has got familiar with the online buying process. And as you know, Amazon, Flipkart are the buzzwords today. So that's the changing thing which is happening in retail. Now, if I talk about second, logistics and transport and logistics, due to digital economy, the logistics can be tracked easily. The cargo, documents, products, vehicles, etc. can be tracked very easily. So online booking has also become very common. So you need not stand in long queues. Customer expectations and competitive differentiation requires speed and timing, which are the important drivers, which are the important, what you can say, drivers, which are causing the changes in transportation and logistics, along with management, along with data analytics and visibility. So logistics has the major task at the end. That is, it has to go to the customer in time, at right place, at right time, in right condition. Okay, so that is the change which is happening in transport. And we have seen the parcel of Turner, which has been adopted by the DHL in our last chapter. See and it can deliver the parcels at very difficult terrains also. So these are the new technological changes which are happening. Now, if I talk about manufacturing and IT services, Industry 4.0, fourth industrial revolution, Industry 4.0, encompasses three technological trends driving this transformation. Which are they? That is connectivity, intelligence, and flexible automation. So Industry 4.0 converges IT and OT, that is operational technology, to create a cyber physical environment. So this includes industrial Internet of Things, this includes big data, this includes cloud computing, this includes adaptive manufacturing, fifth, advanced robotics, AR and VR, that is augmented and virtual reality. Now, if I give you the example here, now let's take a look at how BJC Healthcare uses an integrated management solution to achieve cost savings in its supply chain. How it attends? The company is a big server. The company is a big service producer, service provider that operates 15 hospitals in Missouri. How many hospitals it operates? It operates in 15 hospitals in Missouri. The company develops a radio frequency identification technology to track and manage thousands of medical supplies. So what happens here? The company deploys radio frequency identification technology to track and to manage thousands of medical supplies. The radio frequency identification technology uses this radio waves to read and capture the information on a tag attached to a product of healthcare supplies. So previously, everything was done manually, right? Previously, everything was done manually, which was time consuming, which could make human errors. Chances of human errors were more. But with this technology, BJC Healthcare unit has been able to reduce the amount of stock kept on site. So inventory was excellently done. So the company predicts that it will see ongoing savings of roughly $5 million annually. So this change, technological change, happened in many things must have happened. I have given you one examples in manufacturing and IT. Now, if I go to the next one, which is education, education. Education, smartphones, laptops, and tablets are no more unknown words to anyone, right? Smartphones, laptops, tablets are no more unknown words. Online courses, online exams, digital textbooks, animation are the advanced techniques used in education. This pandemic has shown a different face for education. We never expected it would happen so soon. The traditional environment had to swiftly change its mode into digital environment. Technology has spread its wings and has given access to reach more students effortlessly with access to best teachers and quality learning globally. That has been the changes which has happened in the education life. Now see, I'm sitting here and I'm addressing you, but a class is more beautiful, more lively when there is a one-to-one interaction with the students. I can see your emotions, your feelings, your queries on your faces, and I can solve it on the spot. Now here, this is a new methodology which we are adopting. Smart classrooms have come, and sitting here, I can display my lectures on YouTube, where thousands of students can definitely see it. So this is the change which has happened in the education line. Now, when I talk about financial services, banks, insurance providers, and other financial and also non-financial, non-traditional payment service providers increasingly enable customers to manage their financial transactions online, although offline banking is also on. So all bank transactions are now at your doorsteps with digital banking, right? The digital economy has also made it easier to track indices and manage investment portfolios, and has enabled specialist business such as high frequency trading. So these are the changes which are happening in your financial services. Now, if I talk about healthcare, what are the changes which are happening? It should be realized that healthcare is $1 trillion industry spread over hospital care, clinical services, nursing homes, home cares, medication research and development. And if they take advantage on such advancements mixed with proper marketing of healthcare services, it can double or it can even triple the amount they are getting. So digitalization, what has happened in the healthcare, digitization makes it easier for patients to maintain a history. Digitization helps by keeping the doctors informed about the patient's medical history in every situation. So advanced artificial intelligence, that is AI systems, can be implemented, which provide prescription advice and reminders, which provides prescription advice and reminders. IoT, that is Internet of Things, allows healthcare professionals to become more watchful and interact with patients proactively. Data gathered from IoT devices can help doctors find out the best treatment processes for patients and can get the expected outcome. So IoT devices are used to remind the doctors about the appointments, about the calorie counts, about the number of, even the patients, how much steps I'm taking. You have that watch also, right? So number of steps taken in a day, blood pressure, heart rate, ECG, and much more. The IoT enables real-time remote monitoring and is beneficial for elderly patients too. It uses an alert machine and sends a notification to the concerned healthcare providers and family members. So lot many things are happening in your healthcare services. Now, telemedicine evolution is one of the most significant transformation in the US healthcare market. Remote or rural areas where access to healthcare, the commuting to the healthcare is becoming difficult. So virtual appointments facilitate the patients to communicate with doctors. Patients facing mobility challenges can use telemedicines to interact with health professionals. See the advancements which are happening. So big data in healthcare facilitates. What does big data do? Big data in healthcare facilitates strategic planning. Healthcare managers can analyze the results of patients' checkups in various demographic groups. No barriers. Is there barriers in the demographic? No, absolutely no. Also, they can find out factors that discourage people from taking treatments, So it also provides healthcare people to advertise their drugs and treatments. These are the various things which are happening in the healthcare services, in the medical life. Now going to the next. What is the impact on broadcasting and media? From buying a newspaper to opening a news group on your tablet, from renting a DVD to streaming your favorite television series on a smart TV, from buying a cookbook to getting customized recipe suggestions on your smartphone. It's undeniable that the digital transformation of the media industry has already begun, right? So with increasing broadcast access, in particular, opening new avenues for delivery of content for traditional media players, while also enabling the participation in the news media of non-traditional news resources and expanding your participation in media through user-generated content and social networking is possible now. Why it is possible? Because the digital economy is increasingly becoming the economy itself. It would be difficult, if not impossible, to ring fence the digital economy from the rest of the economy. Now, if I talk about the demographics, as the global middle class grows from 1.8 billion people in 2009 to an estimated 4.9 billion in 2030, demand for new media services focusing on convenience, focusing on education, premium content, and video on demand will grow, particularly in emerging economies. So meanwhile, the emergence of millennials, that is the generation which was born between 1981 and 1997, is creating demand for technological services that offer convenience, memorable experiences, and instant access to the contents. They don't have waiting time, they want instant access to everything. At the same time, the world's population is also aging. Remember that. The world's population is also aging, leading to increased demand for health and wellness, entertainment and education services designed for older people, right? And finally, urbanization will contribute to increased demand for media offerings designed with people's commutes and busy work lives in mind. So consumer ecosystem, what I mean to say here is consumer ecosystem and technological trends are driving digital innovation in the media industry. The mass production of data can help and inform governments and charities about what is happening in the economy. Followed? So this is about broadcasting and media. These are the technological different changes. So what we all have seen? We have seen the digitally empowered entrance, combining online and offline interactions in retail, in transport and logistics, manufacturing and IT services, education, financial services, healthcare, broadcasting and media. These are the various points which we have gone through. So I hope you are clear with it. Now we will go to the next slide, which is blending style with substance. Blending style with substance, the new customer path. Now, several prominent examples of blending styles with these new business models are listed below. Which are they? Let's have a look at it in detail. I hope I have some time with me, right? So we will be covering on this topic, electronic commerce. When I talk about electronic commerce is the sale or purchase of goods or services over internet. But the payment and delivery of goods may or may not be conducted online. So e-commerce transactions can be between the enterprises. E-commerce transactions can be between the enterprises, between the households, between the individuals, between the governments or other public or private or non-private organization. I talk about electronic commerce. When I talk about B2B models, that is business to business models. Business sells products or services to another business. So it is B2B. So this can include online versions of traditional transactions wherein wholesale purchase can be done. So wholesaler purchases consignments of good online can be done to sell it to the retailers online. A wholesaler can purchase the things and can sell it to the retailers online in B2B business. When I talk about B2C, you all have studied, I believe so, in your marketing, right? So I will just quickly cover it up. Business sells goods to consumers is B2C models. Now, if I talk about consumer to consumer models, is business involved in C2C e-commerce plays the role of intermediaries, helping individual consumers to sell or rent their assets such as cars or real estate property or motorbikes, etc., by publishing their information on websites and facilitating the sales, advertisements and all. Okay, so consumer to consumer models. Now, if I talk about App Store, use of mobiles and tablets has increased the frequency of use of online services and has increased the application stores in app stores. Online advertising, if I talk about, are you following? I believe so, everybody. In online advertising, what online, now many internet advertisers have developed user-friendly softwares for segmenting consumers in order to allow more purchase and more precise targeting of their ads. Cloud computing, it is the facility of standardized, configurable, on-demand, online computer services, which can include computing, storage, software, and data management using shared physical and virtual resources with uninterrupted Wi-Fi internet connection. Okay, that was about the cloud computing. So these are the various blending styles with substance, the new customer path. Now, if I talk about the model IDA. IDA model to boost your content marketing. IDA stands for attention, interest, desire, action. Elmo Lewis designed this model to describe customer path. Example shared. I have shared the example here. Now, attention. If you want your email or blog post to impact your audience, first you need to get their attention, right? Interest, generate and maintain your audience interest. The content is the most challenging part. Correct? I should have the interest also. Desire, make an emotional connection with your content. That is the best way to stimulate your audience desire. And action is, make sure that every piece of content has a powerful, clear call to action. And it leads your audience in the right direction. Now, I will give you here the example of IDA. That is attention, interest, desire, and action. My friend loves buying cars. Example. I'm giving you an example. My friend loves buying cars. He replaces his old ones and buys new ones. Almost every 3 years he changes. He has a habit, I love cars, so I keep on exchanging my cars after every 3 years. So he bought a fancy new car from a colleague over lunch. The sale process started when they first met in the parking lot. My friend said, "Hey, nice car." Attention, okay? Hey, my friend, nice car. Colleague, I'm planning to sell it. Colleague said, I'm planning to sell it. My friend, really? Okay, then tell me the details about your car. He's showing interest. Okay. The colleague shares information over lunch and tells him to take a test drive. So my friend grabbed the car keys. Desire. He grabs the car keys. So it is his desire. He returns from a test drive and writes a check. Action. Okay. So what is clear from this example? That people can buy things in few seconds, and that too big things, when they want, not necessarily what they need. The difference between want and need. So the buying action is in few seconds, and that too of a big thing. Now the same thing, the process has taken a few seconds to buy. Now this next example I will give you. Another example. My friend wants to replace headlights of his Hyundai 2010 car. That's over 10 years now. The engine light blinks on and off. The car struggles to climb steep hills. So replacing my car has been my attention for over 1 year now. I have checked new models and prices also. So that is the interest, right? Attention is what? The lights are blinking, the car is not, going up. So it is attention. So I need to replace my car is the attention. Interest is what? I have checked new models. I might think of check new models, check the prices. So that is the interest. But if I repair this car, I can still pull on for few more years. So I'm not desiring to have a new car now. I'm in no hurry for a new car. So action is late. So it's not on my wish list. So now the stages of process are same, but the time limit is just different. See, the time limit is different. It is clear that people buy when they are ready. If they are ready, and if it's a want, it doesn't matter. I have money in my pocket, I'll buy it. But if even if I have money, but the desire is not there, the action is taken late. So the stages of process are same, but the time limit is different in these two things. So that's what we studied in the model AIDA. Okay, attention, interest, desire, and action. Clear, all of you? I hope the time limit is over. Now, from 4 A's to 5 A's. Aware, appeal, ask, act, and advocate. Aware, appeal, ask, and. Now, AIDA has also undergone several changes and modifications. Derek Drucker proposes a model of modification in AIDA from aware to advocate, a theory of influence. The final goal of 4.0 marketing is to move clients from awareness stage to advocacy stage. I'm aware about the product, I have purchased it, and I want to advocate also that product. Or even if I have not purchased it, I'm aware about the product, it is good, and I can advocate that product. Okay. So with the new normal, marketers are realizing that the attention span of customers are slowly but steadily reducing. So brand needs to be able to connect meaningfully with the customers and by leveraging the power of customer advocacy. Followed? So it is very essential that the customers should be able to have a relationship, build a relationship with the brand, and then only they can do the advocacy. Advocated by Dr. Philip Kotler, the 5 A's of customer behavior framework is used to describe the process that customers go through when evaluating products and services. And which are they? Which are they? They are awareness, heed, ask, act, and. Okay. Now, when I talk about awareness, this is the first stage where a new customer comes to know about the brand. Aware. Appeal. Once the awareness is established, the product or the service needs to appeal to the customer. I'm aware about the product, but does that product appeals me? So brand must be able to create a curiosity around the products they are selling or the services they are providing. That comes in the appeal part. Kindled by the curiosity, customers started researching on the brands. There is a curiosity inside me. So I am searching the brand's information. So kindled by the curiosity, customers start researching on the brands. They seek out more information from multiple sources. This could happen online or this could happen offline. So it is important that brands choose the right medium depending on the offerings. How it should choose? It is important that the brands choose the right medium depending on the offering. Some brands might need a multi-channel approach, while some can just do it with limited digital presence. That is in ask. When I talk about act, when the customer is satisfied with all the information, they will decide to act. When the customer is satisfied about the product, he will decide to act. Do remember that once a customer purchases a product, brand needs to pay attention on what they have promised and ensure customers' problems and complaints are sorted out in a timely and effective manner. That is act. When I talk about advocacy, in the previous stage, brand must pay extra attention to ensure that customer become loyal customers. A loyal customer is one who helps to spread the word. They become brand ambassadors and help in generating more awareness through word of mouth and recommendations online or even sometimes offline. That is advocacy. Okay, so we have seen the Derek Drucker proposes a model of modification in IDA from aware to advocate, a theory of influence. So from 4 A's to 5 A's, and which is the 5th A which is added, it is advocacy. Now moving to the next one. PAR and BAR. We will be studying this PAR and BAR in detail in our 3rd chapter. PAR means purchase action ratio and BAR means brand advocacy ratio. Now how this PAR and BAR play an important role, we will see that. Purchase action ratio helps companies to convert brand mindfulness, that is what happens. Purchase action ratio helps companies to convert brand mindfulness into purchases. That is the translation rate from aware to act. Okay, so you can calculate PAR as the number or percentage of people in the market who purchase your brand. Correct? And BAR helps companies turn brand consciousness into advocacy. Correct? So you can calculate brand advocacy ratio as the number of percentage of people in the market who constantly recommends the brand to other people. So PAR and BAR are measurements for return on marketing investment. What are they? They are the measurements for return on marketing investments. So these are the important roles of PAR and BAR. The detailing part we will be studying in our 3rd chapter. O3, ozone. O3, the ozone. All decisions that customers makes at the stages of the customer path are usually based on three types of inspiration. They are based on three types of inspiration, the customer path. Okay, which are they? External inspiration, which comes from outer sources. Outer sources is one O, like advertising, like marketing, communications, etc. Second, guidance of other people. So, other people is the next O. First is outer influence, outer sources. Next is other people. They also come as external output, like your friends, your relatives, or dialogues they can see on social networking platforms. Correct? And personal knowledge, that is your own. That is the third O. Okay? Personal knowledge through browsing, your own knowledge about the products, past experiences. Ultimately, your individual preference is what matters. So outer influence often reaches the customers first. If a brand successfully generates conversation with outer influence, it is usually followed by others' influence. Followed? Outer influence often reaches the customers first. If a brand successfully generates conversations with outer influence, it is usually followed by others' influence. Ultimately, the way these two sources of influence network will shape customers' own influence, right? Followed? That's how the O3 works with. It must be remembered here that the customer is subject to all three types of inspirations at the same time, only in different proportions. Agreed? Great. So now, next slide. Brand differentiation based on human-to-human touch. Brand differentiation based on human-to-human touch. 1 hour is over. So we studied about followed about the ozone, that is these three inspirational factors, and it is very necessary that the customer is subjected to all three types of inspirations at the same time, only in different positions. So we will end here this session, and we will begin with our next session with the brand differentiation based on human to human touch. Okay, thank you very much.